transition into a tech career, even if you have no technical background prior to now. Now, a little bit about myself and my background and why I really resonate with this particular statement is one, I do not have any tech background, but I've been working in tech for the last 10 years. And before that, I was able to successfully transition into project management. I had to make that transition out of I needed to make a change. I needed a better income for my family. I needed to do things differently, but I made a lot of mistakes, which we're going to talk about as we go along in this presentation. So let's just carry on. All right. So I'd like you to do something for me while we're talking. Send me a DM on Instagram and type PPMM in there. There is a gift that I'll be giving you at the end of today's presentation once you do that. If, of course, most of you found us or are already in our group. If not, here is our contact details. Please go ahead and say PPMM there and we will send the price to you. All right. We're YCT and that's short for Your Career Today. We help non-technical career changers kickstart their transition into the most suitable non-coding tech careers for them. Emphasis on non-coding, right? And people that are not used to the technical background. For all our courses, we are committed to ensuring our students are equipped and confident by the time they land their first role. Today's masterclass specifically focuses on project management profession. We are going to help you take the guesswork out of your transition journey. I'm really glad that you're here. All right. So how many people resonate with this? I mean, you must have seen the trial and this concept. You have there's a cycle that goes on. You trial a career, you do a certification, maybe you say, oh, I heard business analysis is the best way to go. So you trial it, you do a certification, you get a bit of experience, you update your CV, you hear crickets, no success. And so maybe that's not going to work. Let's go and try something else. And then some of us now go and try, maybe I should do sales and marketing. Then you trial that. And maybe you don't even get a certification. You get a bit of experience or no experience, and you still go ahead and start applying. And still you hear crickets. Some of us have even tried product management. I know a lot of people that have done Scrum, trial a career, do a certification. It's not working. I'm not getting the interviews. I'm not able to do the job. And keep on trying. And the cycle goes on and on and on. This cycle is what we do not want for you. Now, based on my experience, many people are going about their career transition the totally wrong way, focusing on minor things, spending way too much time on the wrong information, and doing things in the wrong order. This is what leads to frustration, leads to anger, leads to wanting to give up, right? And we do not want that to be you. Challenges most people and professionals face. I'm going to just talk about some of those challenges. What happens is when you hear you're trying to get into a new career, Google is our friend, but sometimes it's almost your enemy. Sometimes you have too much information, so you don't know where to start. Sometimes you've been told you're too old, it's too late, you can't make that transition, so you do not make any move. You're thinking, I don't really want to start over. There's no rule that says you have to absolutely start over to make a transition into project management or into any tech career, any non-technical tech career. You're thinking that your experience is irrelevant or you have irrelevant skills. No, most of our skills, particularly the soft skills, are very relevant. Sometimes we wait until we're desperate. So you do not have any fallback. You're cash strapped financially. So you end up doing odd jobs rather than going for what you really want in life, right? Or you think the financial commitment that you need to make is too much without looking at the end result you're trying to get to. Or you have a job, you have kids. Like in my case, when I was making my transition, I had a child already. I had a full-time job and I had a baby on the way. It was a lot. It was too much, to be honest. I was going for classes Saturdays and Sundays. I felt like giving up many times. But these are some of the things that some of us face when we're trying to make that career transition. Some of the things we then do is you hear that, okay, just do a certification. Some of us have done masters in project management. We've done some certification. We have some transferable skills. That's it. All good to go. Let's apply. and you apply and you just do this, just applying, doing this, it's not enough nowadays. In this time, just getting a certification, having your transferable skills, updating your CV is not enough. Technology is changing too fast. And even if you're not going into a tech career, technology is changing so fast that tech is affecting whatever industry you are in. So it is important that we need to keep ourselves abreast of what is happening, what the changes are, and how it is impacting us. And we need to find ways to stand out from the crowd, because guess what? Everybody is doing exactly this, doing a certification, putting their transferable skills, and then applying. It's not the way to go now. And that's why you have that cycle of frustration. Some other things we do. Mind you, none of these things are wrong, but there is a sequence to it, and there's a way to use these approaches. Number one, we then go ahead and say, right, maybe we haven't done our LinkedIn. Use the open for work badge on LinkedIn. Now that they know that you're open for work, they're going to just call you. Your LinkedIn profile is beautiful. They're going to call you straight away. Not all the time. Or they say, apply directly to recruiters. You apply, you call them, they don't call you back. You call first thing in the morning or 5 p.m. at night in the evening, so that you get there in first. That's a strategy some people use. Or they say, send as many applications as possible per day. That's what we call spraying and praying that the results will come. Again, it doesn't work. Or you post articles, you need to be seen on LinkedIn. So post as many articles as you can. Make yourself visible. Join as many professional groups as possible. And then they tell you, attend informational interviews. That's what you need to do. That's what's going to help you tip it over the edge. Give me a 1 or a 2. If you have tried any of these strategies and it hasn't actually helped you so far, put a 1 in the chat. If you've done them if you've done it and you haven't been able to make that transition, despite doing all of these things, put a 1 in the chat so that I know. Are they wrong strategies? Of course not. But there is a way to do them, and there's a combination in which you need to do these things. All right. There is a better way. There is a better way to make this transition work for us, right? And we have to do things differently. The old ways are not working anymore. That's why it is getting used. Some of you may be hearing crickets. Hiring managers are getting wise. People are seeing through the cracks. There are people that just go to AI and do a CV, and people see through your CV. All they need to do is a telephone interview, and they see through the cracks. This is a AI written CV. This is somebody that's prepared via AI. It tells in what you say in your interview. So we have to do, while we can leverage technology, we still have to do things differently and utilize other skills and experiences to get what we are looking for, right? So type 1 in the chat if you are ready to leave that struggle cycle of doing the old things and step into a new model that gives you confidence that you are on the right track, gives you confidence in the experience you build, and helps you confidently make the transition without wasting time. I'm seeing the ones coming. Give me a 1 in the chat if this is you, if anything I've said so far resonates with you. That's it. Thank you. Yes, I'm seeing the ones come. Any more ones? Okay. Perfect. Yes. So some of us have tried different things, right? So if you are ready to leave that cycle and you're really ready to just go for it. Now, some of you have not, luckily, and I'm going to say, thankfully, you have not even entered the cycle and you are just about to start making that transition. So if you are one of those that are just starting the transition, you're in luck. So you're going to avoid some of the mistakes other people make. We will move you from not just getting a role, but also getting fully equipped to consistently move your career forward at pace. So we don't just want you to get a role once. We want you to get the next role and to get the next role and continually get promoted as you go along. And the key to doing that is in how you do your job, how you make your connections, and how you interact with the people at your workplace. So we want to make sure that instead of being stuck, you know how to progress as you go in your career. I can stand here and tell you that our clients who watched this same masterclass, this same webinar, have made their own career transition. And I think it would be better for me to show you some of them. Here is Osa, who started with us in ending of January this year, right? And she has already gotten a role. Here she was telling me, I think a day before this, that she had an interview. She mentioned the questions she had to do. I asked her if she heard back. On that same day, she was sending me a message to say, help me sing hallelujah. I got the role, right? But when she started in the ending of January, February, March, April, within 3 months, she was able to start actively looking for work and she got a role in May. These are real results. This is Linda, who started as a care home administrator, right? And then got a role. And like I said, from this one role as a project analyst, she has gotten other project management roles since then. Here is Toyosi, who started in the banking industry, went into business for years because of her children, and then finally came back into project management. We helped her with her CV, helped her with her mocks, and she was able to land the role. Here is Bemi, who just by doing this course was able to create and add value to her organization to the point that she did in peace used what she learned there, and was able to create a system that is now nationally adopted in her organization. She has gotten promotions with that. So project management is not only about getting that one job with the title project management. Sometimes having the project management expertise along with the role that you're already doing will lead you up, help you to get other roles as well. I had someone that came on our course. She was a pharmacist. She did a project management certification, and she's now leading the region because of her project management skills as well. And here is Victoria, and here is Dandy that have also done the course and have been able to make significant progress in their careers as well as part of our training. So let's move on. So let's make sure that today's masterclass is the exact training that you need to help you make that career transition. Okay. So this is for you if you are a driven non-IT professional ready to make a transition into tech without the need for coding. You don't know where to start. You're not sure which role or skill you need to go for. You want more flexibility in the work that you do. You need to increase your income without losing your soul or having to learn to code or having to do multiple jobs or working overtime, working Monday to Friday, 12-hour shift, and then still looking for Saturday shift, overnight shift, and for pennies, for £10 per hour. You're tired. You've tried to make the transition before, but you haven't succeeded for whatever reason. You want to take the guesswork out of this job hunting, this transition business, and find the right career opportunity. You don't just want to finish the training with us. You want to also have some support in the first 90 days of when you get the job. This is for you because we don't want you to, we hold your hand through the process. So if any of this resonates with you, this is the right training for you. Okay. What are we going to learn? We're going to how to eliminate the noise, how to focus on what is relevant, what the three most important things are, and the one thing you must do after this event. That's what we're going to focus on today. Now, this training is not for everyone, okay? So if you are not open to making changes, this is not for you. If you're hoping and wishing for a magic formula, it's not going to happen. What I'm going to tell you here may go against the grain. I'm going to say some things that is not popular opinion, that some people will not agree to. People, I do not paint it rosy for you. Well, I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to tell you that it's a wonderful career. Most of you are here because you know being in tech is a great thing to be, a great place to be in. It's a trending industry. Most of you are here because you know project management is in demand. I do not need to sell that to you. You know that already. But I'm not also there's going to be work involved. There's going to be things that you need to do on your part. It's going to be hard. Hard work will be required of you. Your time is going to be required of you to make the changes that you want. But if you do the work, if you listen to some of the strategies I'm going to talk about, this next 60 minutes that we're going to spend together will be one of the best and most useful 60 minutes that you have spent in a long time. So if you're with me and you are ready to go on this journey with me, let's go. So a little bit about me. I'm a working mom. I am a program manager, certified PMP professional with over 15 years project management experience altogether. I have 25 years in the corporate roles across industries, all predominantly tech. Even when I was in banking, somehow maybe there was a calling on my life for technology because I ended up working on projects. I didn't know they were called projects then, but I ended up doing things that required IT. We did a financial software upgrade. I was involved. We needed to do a relocation and we needed to do some networking and rewiring. I was involved in it. I got to get involved in a lot of things that were tech related and some not so tech related. So I come from a place of being able to identify the skills and experiences that I had and how they naturally fit into where I'm going, right? Um, I've been doing career change coaching for a while now, and I keep on telling people and I keep on saying it. You do not have helped so many people that have no technical background get into tech, right? Leveraging skills that they already have and showing you the right skills to focus on for where you are going to. Okay, so let's make this simple. What we need to do is we need to get the foundation right, right? What do we need to do? You need to first of all research. Make sure you research where you're going to research, and research includes a lot of things: where you are, your skills that you have, the skills that are required for the role you're going for. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, and what is in demand. There is no point going for a role or skills or that is going extinct. We all know that there are machines taking on some roles, but we also know that there are some roles that are because of those machines, there are new roles being created. And there's also roles that a machine technology cannot take over. Humans are irreplaceable. Simple. We just need to get the right way forward, right? Um, then we need to implement, we need to upskill, and we need to get experience. I'm going to spend a lot of time on upskilling and experience because this is key. We just need to make sure we get that. Get experience. Getting experience is the most important thing. I will say it over and over again throughout this today. All right. Um, then finally, we need to have a strategy. We do not spray and pray. We do not just hold our hands in our eyes and say, well, if I just do this, it's going to work. No, you have to be proactive in what you're doing, in showcasing your value. You have to be proactive in showcasing your value verbally, in how you write, in your CV, and when you go for interviews in LinkedIn, there is a proactivity, there's a strategy that works now. What we did last time is not working now anymore. Before, you can just press your LinkedIn, easy to apply, just apply with LinkedIn and you get the job. You can't do that. In fact, just doing that easy apply button, as far as I'm concerned, is a waste of time. We have to do things differently, and we will be teaching you, we'll be talking about the strategies that you need to do. So learning and implementation leads to massive transformation and results. So you have to be open to learning, but it is completely useless going for a boot camp, learning what we're going to talk about here, if you're not going to translate that into action. Without doing those two things together, you're not going to get the results that you want. So hopefully, as we're going ahead with this, you will see that and you will implement. So before we go any further, I'm just going to say that now, there is nothing to buy in this masterclass. I'm not selling you anything in this masterclass, so you can breathe. Don't be waiting, oh, at the end she's going to call one big price. No, I'm just going to give you information. I'm going to help you and support you on your journey. So calm down. There's nothing to buy. I'm not going to be buying anything today. However, if you're interested in getting personalized assistance on how to implement these strategies effectively, I will invite you to apply for guidance to make sure that we are a fit for each other. Okay? Right. So let's go on. Now, for those that apply, I'll put a link in at the ending. If you want to make an application, we will give you some bonuses, including our templates that make the difference. That's going to help you hit the ground running and help you learn the project management role quickly. So the first misconception you have is you need to be technical to succeed in tech. No. Tech organizations value diversity. In fact, they need professionals who can drive growth and smooth operations in the business, right? So you do not need to be technical, right? They need diversity. Imagine if you're in a company that all they're doing is coding, 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 coding. Have you ever had to speak to somebody that just likes to code? How much engagement in a conversation do they sometimes have when they're really into what they're doing? They don't want to talk to. They're enjoying what they're doing and seeing the translation, right? So tech organizations need people that can drive growth and smooth operations, right? Project management is one of the most valuable roles in tech and indeed other industries. A project manager needs to coordinate teams. We need to manage timelines and resources. And we need to translate business goals. What is a goal? And so all of these roles require communication, problem solving, organization, right? These are skills that technology and while they can assist you to be more efficient, they cannot take away your role, your human intellect to do them. I mean, you know what the budget is. The computer can spill out what the number is, but only you can decide how we're going to apportion it because you have all the parameters. Okay. Tech companies thrive on innovation, which comes from a diverse perspective. We need different opinions. So that's why the project manager coordinates the teams, manages the timelines and resources, and translates the business goals again, right? All right. So let's talk about being aligned and looking for in-demand roles. How do you get aligned? What do I mean by getting aligned? Because we do not want people to do career transition just for the sake of it. You want to make a transition that is aligned to your current skills, the skills you're willing to get, and where you are seeing your long-term objectives, right? So you want to outline what you already have. You want to outline the skills that are needed for project management. And then you want to do a skills audit. Understand the gaps. Guys, I say this a lot and people do not like it when I say it, but the truth is project management is not for everyone. Project management is not for everyone. That is the gospel truth. So you need to know what skills you already have that align with project management, what skills that are required. And you have to tell yourself the truth if you are willing to go on the journey to acquire any additional skills required together. But the truth also is, if you get these skills, 90% of the skills that you get as a project manager is transferable to pretty much every single industry. It is valuable almost everywhere else, right? You can't go wrong with having project management skills. Okay. So I told you, I promised that I'm going to give you value here. Now, here are some sites that you can go to that will help you understand what are the skills that are in demand in your job. You can try opportunities.linkedin.com. And I've also given you here matching skills to roles. If you go to LinkedIn, GitHub, and go to Career Explorer, you can match your skills to the roles, right? So these are two valuable resources that can help you on your journey right away. Okay, there are more resources, but we're going to move on because I want to keep my promise of keeping it to 1 hour. Okay. Now, the old school method, which I encourage you to do, even if you're using the websites that I mentioned before, is to sit down, take a look at what you know you are good at. What does your team tell you you're good at? What skills do you have? right? Write it down and then use that for your comparison. Look at the skills for project manager. You can look at what skills a project manager needs as in Facebook. You can use JobServe, Indeed, LinkedIn. Look at a project analyst role there. Check out the skills that are required there. And then you check. Now, as another free bonus, if you want, we will send you a skills assessment sheet so that you can use it for your skills assessment and you will quickly be able to identify what skills you are lacking and what skills you need to improve. Right. Now, we are focusing on project management today. So let's even have a quick look at what project management roles are out there. Because some people just apply for it. You cannot do that. Once you've done that first task of understanding your skills, then the next thing is to be clear, be honest, be and go for the right role for you. Because again, unpopular opinion, the important thing for you, especially for people that are transitioning from not just transitioning into project management, but also transitioning into another country, you just migrated. Your aim is to get in. So if your aim is to get in, you don't want to faff around. Get into the industry. You can move very, very, very fast if you know what you're doing. But do not stay stuck don't stay stuck and saying until you get I know somebody that just got in because they had so much experience coming, but they didn't have project management experience per se, wanted to go for a senior project manager role. Why? You've not even learned the system in the new country. Why are you doing that? Wasting time. So wasted 2 years because this was what you wanted to do. Would have been much better off getting in at the project manager level and then within 6 months moving. We have at least, I can count at least 3 of our clients that did exactly that and have moved in that 1 year twice. So do not stay stuck, right? So let's look at some of the roles that are available to you. We have entry-level roles as project administrator, project cost coordinator, project support officer specialist, there's project controller. I'm sure you didn't know that document controller is also part of project management roles. Of course, there's senior project management roles as well, senior project manager, project lead, program managers, portfolio managers. We have what we call the project management office, where we have project office analysts, PMO analysts, project and PMO specialists. And then we have roles that are as very similar, but different job titles. They're similar and in different industry. We have project delivery manager. These are really IT focused. Scrum master, this is software development focused mainly. Product owner is also software development focused mainly. Has similarities, but not exactly project manager. Okay. All right. So what's the difference? I'm not going to go through each one, but as the name implies, an entry-level low role as a project coordinator will see you doing things like monitoring progress, creating project status reports for your project manager and for stakeholders throughout the life of your project. While a project manager will be in charge of planning everything from initiation to execution, everything the project manager needs to be in control of what's going on and directing the team. In a nutshell, the project manager does the leading, the project coordinator supports them. Now, if you are not confident, and confidence, I'm going to say that in quotations, some people are not confident because they haven't done enough of the work and they don't have enough experience. Some people are not confident if you already have experience that you can rely on. There's nothing that says you cannot start from a project manager role, right? It depends on everybody's story is different. Everybody's journey is different, right? So there's nothing that says you cannot start from a project manager role. But there's nothing also wrong with starting from a project coordinator, project analyst role as well. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. You just need to assess the situation and apply it for the appropriate roles because the key is getting in. You want to start. You want to get comfortable with the system. You want to understand what you're doing if you've never done it before. There are people that are, while they don't have the title project manager role, they have been working in project management settings as a business analyst, as a tester, or other roles like that, you're already in the environment, so you have some skills that you can translate into the project management manager role. That's why I say it's not a one size fits all. And some other roles that a coordinator would do. So let's look at the planning. The last one, number 10, coming up, the project manager has to have contingency plan, right? Creating a self-governing team. You need to get your team able to work without you always being on their back. On their back. Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? No, you want a team that is always working, right? So that's what the project manager needs to do. But the project coordinator will execute a variety of project management administrative tasks like keeping up with your forecasting, doing the invoices, any bookkeeping that is required, doing the plan, updating your risk log, risk workshop. The list goes on and on and on. But the point here is, if you don't know the basics of doing entry-level project management, how do you want to go into leading the team? How are you going to help your project coordinator do the job right to the right quality if you don't know what you're doing? Right? So absolutely, we have trained people that have moved from project manager straight into senior management. We had some people that have come in as project managers and they just needed the extra support to move into the senior project manager role. So you can do that as well, right? So we're keeping it real here. Okay, what are the skills? I'm going to assume, but I'm going to say it, so I'm going to really rush through this. But I know that everybody on this call is already a professional. So you would have already done some Google search and you already know that these are the key skills that are required. Communication, being adaptable, being having empathy, negotiation skills, leadership skills, right? Time management. You already know that there's some tools that are required, being able to use Word and Excel, understanding collaborative tools. There are loads of tracking tools for project managers. I'm not going to list all of them, but there are lots of them. But the thing that you must know in terms of skills is, it's not, while you must have the basic skills, but when it comes to tools, the tools that you use in one organization will be different from the tools that you need to use in a different organization. What is really important is, we don't train project managers to be tick box project managers. Yes, sir, project managers. What do I mean by that? Oh, you gave me a list. This is my to-do list. Tick, tick, tick. I've done it. No questions asked. No challenging. You're not asking your team, why are you doing this? Is there a better way? Is this what could we do differently? Are you being efficient? Are you being proactive? Are you leading the team? Or are you waiting for someone to constantly tell you what to do because you don't know? No, we want you to be proactive because it is in your proactivity. It is in your understanding the next step to take, understanding the right questions to ask, asking the right questions. It is in being able to do all of those things that your promotion is. Remember at the beginning, I said, we don't just want you to get the first role. We want you to get the next role and the next role and the next role, right? It is how you do the job on a daily basis. And guess what? If you know how to do the job based on the training you get, it will also show in the examples you give when you're doing interviews. Your confidence will radiate and people will want to give you the chance. This person knows what they're doing. We have a framework for answering interview questions, which goes beyond the STAR method, right? Even just going through the STAR method now is not enough. There's a lot more you need to add to show them that you are the woman or the man for the job. All right, so 3 steps. Let's talk about it. The next thing is we need to upskill and get experience, right? We need to upskill. There's no way out of it, right? If you don't have any project management experience, you must get that. Now, that's why I'm putting them together. If you're trying to get into project management, your experience is critical. If you have no experience, it doesn't matter how many certifications you do, you're wasting time. You must get experience because that is what you're going to need to be able to do the job, right? But if you have experience and you can get a job without a certification. I have evidence and I can give you people that we have trained that have gotten roles without any certification, right? So you can absolutely do it. But what I do say is if you are going to go for a certification, don't go overboard. Don't start doing every single certification under the sun. Look for the right one for you, which will tell you, and then just go for that, right? And then because not every certification is the right certification when you're just starting out, right? Now, beyond certifications, there are some things that make you stand out from the crowd, right? In your industry, depending on the industry, upskill. Don't just sit and say, I've done my project management. What else? Now there's AI. Whether you want it or not, AI is here. It's not going anywhere. So what rather than saying running away and saying it's not for me, I can't do it, it's going to be too hard. Why don't you understand, seek to understand how it is affecting the job that you do, how it is going to affect the place that the role that you are going into, and how you can utilize it. You don't have to be an expert, but you must understand it. You must understand how it's affecting you. Now we're doing reporting. In project management, we used to use Excel to do a lot of reports, get things done, right? But now everybody uses Power BI. Do you know anything about Power BI? Have you learned how to use it? Data is king now. Data is king. So we hear about big data all the time. But even the small data, do you know how to manipulate the data? Even if you're not the one manipulating the data, because we have people that their job is to translate the data, manipulate it into something that you can, senior stakeholders can use. But you need to understand how to translate what they pull together. When they pull the graph together, what does it mean tangibly? You need to understand it so you can ask reasonable questions, so that you can be the smartest one in the room because you've asked the right question. Not because you know the answer, you don't always have to have the answer, but asking the right question will make sure other people are going to get the answers, right? So upskilling and experience is really, really important. The first place, we've already talked about it, you need to leverage what you already have. The power is already in your hands. What experience do you already have that you need to be translating into project management skills? What tasks are you already doing that are project management related? If you go to the PMP website, it will tell you when you want to take the exam that you do not have to have the title project manager to be able to do this exam, because many people now are doing project management type of activities, right? You will see that there are people, many organizations are sending their staff on project management training, not because they want to give them the title as project manager, but because you need the basics of project management to do a good job even now, right? So utilize, what are you doing? I told you, I was telling you about earlier in my career when in banking, I wasn't my title, but I supported the upgrade, the testing of the upgrade, making sure everybody knew how to use the software, the training for the software, the organization when we're moving branches from one location to the other. I was in charge of helping a whole building of individuals make the move, right? I volunteered to do these things. Guess what? It was the first thing I put on my CV when I was making my transition. And that's what I've helped a lot of people do on their CV. Let's look at what you already have while you are making your transition, right? So that's the first place you need to start. Okay. Practical experience. Now, again, I said I was going to talk about it a lot. Now, some of you have that leverage, you have experience that you can use, but then you don't have, maybe you're looking for a role in the UK or you're looking for a role in the US. You don't have industry experience in the industry or the country that you are applying or looking for to get working, right? Now, project management, the basics, the fundamentals of project management are really the same everywhere, right? But there's some nuances that you want to learn, right? So you need to get that practical experience. What documentations are they expecting you to have as a given? What do you need when you're starting a project? Some of us have done projects. You've done a wedding, because a wedding can be a project, believe it or not. You've done a office relocation. You've done a conference. All of those things are projects. But can you say how you would deliver that project using the right project management terminology? Can you say the things that you need to do to avoid risk? Can you say about your contingencies? Do you know how to actively um, create your budget and do your forecasting? Are you clear on that? Do you know how to make sure there's no scope creep? Scope creep, I'm not going to explain what it is. It's just basically making sure that people do not add more to your project than what you originally signed up for. Are you clear? Because these are the things that they're going to ask you. If you can't speak the lingo, if you do not know the process and the procedures, it's going to be hard for you. So you need to have project management specific experience, relevant experience, right? So leverage what you have, but you then need to go a step further, right? You need hands-on experience. If you don't have hands-on experience, that's when you get into interviews and you cannot deliver in the interview. You end up embarrassing yourself. And guess what? Unfortunately, once you've embarrassed yourself like that, you lose confidence. You start thinking, oh, maybe it's not for me. I can't do it. And you don't want that to be your case. Yeah. Okay. So here are some ideas for getting experience. Do work outside of your day job. Help your boss. Remember, that's what I did back in the day when I was a banker, right? Volunteer for project management opportunities. I volunteered in the UK, right? I volunteered in charities. I volunteered anywhere that they could use, that I could identify this is a project management task. I volunteered because I want two things why I volunteered. I wanted to boost my CV. So I had the roles I had done, which I was able to leverage on in my CV. Then I volunteered. That was another experience I put, UK-based experience that I put on my CV. And then I did a boot camp similar to some of the courses that we provide here. And then I was able to use that as well as things that I had done on my CV. And guess what? That landed me the role, right? Okay. So doing a boot camp, doing a training to get work experience, it will help you go faster. Can you do it by just volunteering? Of course, but it might take you longer than you want. Can you do it by doing side hustles, doing your um, side projects, creating a portfolio? Yes. And I encourage people to do these things. But how quickly do you want to make that transition? You have to, and time is money. You're always paying, right? You're always paying for where you're going to. You're either paying in time or you're paying in money. You have to choose. If you choose to pay in time, that time is translating into money. Okay? All right. And then, of course, you need to be able to do your positioning, your strategic positioning, ability to express the value that you bring to the table. How's your personal branding on LinkedIn, your CV, your cover letter? Are you answering the question, why should they care? With the number of CVs they see every day, why is your CV important? Why should they sit up to look at yours? You only have 5 seconds. I'm sure you've all heard it. Only 5 seconds to make that impact. Is your CV screaming project management, or have you managed to create a CV that just talks about the role that you are in? The rule of thumb is your CV should be speaking to where you are trying to go and not where you currently are, right? Of course, you need to talk about what the things you have done in the past, but it should highlight where you are trying to go to. It should highlight quantifiable and quality metrics on what you've achieved. It's so critical, right? What does your cover letter say? How are you interviewing, right? And how are you going to do the job? Remember, it's a whole package we want to deliver to you because we want you to fly, right? Okay. So technology changes fast. I've already said this. This means ways of working and doing our jobs is changing. New skills are required and in demand. So getting ahead of the curve is vital in today's society. Enough said. Don't sit idly and think it's just going to happen. You have to be proactive. You have to be proactive in making the change that you want to see. Find ways to set yourself apart, right? And we help you with that. There are useful resources for trying to do learning. Many of them you would have already seen. LinkedIn Learning, the Muse. We have loads of them that and specific ones that we recommend to our students. And we have our own platform where we teach you some of these things as well. Now, so I've been talking for a while. I've been talking for a while, so I'm going to stop talking for just a minute. For those of you that are here, so I'm just, if it's all right, I'm just going to introduce what we, because many of you will be asking. So yes, I get it. I need to have experience. I get it. I need to upskill, but how? And what role do you play? I had somebody that I spoke to yesterday say, yes, I get all of that. So how can you help me? So let me introduce what we offer. right? If that's all right with everybody, I'll go ahead and just introduce it. I said it's going to be 60 minutes, and we're going to make sure that we do this in 60 minutes. All right. We have our practical project management mastery program. What does this program give you, right? It's our program to our plan for helping you get success, right? When you start with us, if you're going for remember, it's all about experience. We are not teaching you, our program is not about teaching you how to pass your certifications. I personally know that you can even do that without going for, and you can do self-study and you pass easily. I self-studied for mine. I know a lot of people that self-studied. I've done the self-study. I've done courses that I've gone for training, 5 days training, and done it simple. It's done. But that is not enough. What we want to do for you is give you this experience that you need. Then you know the saying that says customer is king. Demonstrable experience is king in our case, right? Okay. So in our program, what we deliver for you is structured lessons. We first of all make sure that you have 3 projects that you can choose from. You execute one project and you execute that project. We give you structured lessons showing you how to implement a project from beginning of a project to the end, right? Our courses are live classes. We have, apart from the video training, we have live classes where a tutor, either myself or my team, will look at the work you've done, give you feedback, even teach some of the classes again where we see that many, if you need to enhance the understanding. We have group assignments, we have tests. You cannot move from one stage to the next without passing your test, because we want to make sure that you're really in it, right? We're going to make you do presentations, get you comfortable with project scenarios. So if you are shy, we're going to help you get out of the shyness, because you cannot be in the project management profession and you do not want to talk to people. And this is not about being an introvert or being an extrovert. You can do it. I believe that, in fact, introverts make the best project managers, right? I'm an introvert. I know some of you won't believe it, but I am. Okay. We're going to have a group project where you can get to work on a project together live as well. After you've done all of this structured training and you've worked on another project, because we can't allow you to work on a live project that is delivering something in real life when we're not sure you can do the job first, right? So we're going to make sure that you can do that job before you get a chance to work on those projects. Now, then we go ahead throughout the training. We're going to give you CV, we have CV workshop reviews, and we're going to do mock interview sessions. We're going to help you to start getting ready for what your mock interviews will look like. We have a private community to support you and answer your questions. And remember, I said it, because not just when you get a job, we want you to be comfortable in the job. So you still have us in the first 90 days to keep on supporting you, right? And then we give you access to our YCT conferences and workshops where we access trainings. We always bring trainers on occasions to teach us new technology. We had someone that came to talk about AI in project management recently. We had someone that did a whole class on how to use Power BI. We've had trainers that have come to teach on using Jira, how to use MS Project Online, and so many more. For you, if you're in part of our program, you get to attend these for free. Okay, remember, the game is to confidently lead your projects and get hired. So this is our goal. This is what you get when you come to work with us. Of course, we're going to give you tools and templates as well, right? So what do you get? We get live tutor-led training and support. You get practical scenario-based training as well. You want to have a safe space to practice, make your mistakes, get your correction, get the feedback, and do it better, right? We get that with us. We do done with you CV workshops. So we're going to tell you what to do, help you to get it done properly, show you the tools to use to do it faster. Yes, you guessed it right. We're also going to use AI. We show you how to do it without AI, but we also show you how to do it with AI faster. Please, 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 we are never, ever going to allow you or tell you just do a CV with AI and go and apply, because they will know and it will not pay you. We want you to always be able to defend every single thing on your CV. You must be able to defend that CV, because guess what? If you're going for a permanent role, they might not ask you to. They might not go through your CV line by line. What they would typically do is give you competency-based questions. But if you're going for a contract role, is that CV they're going to pick up and say, okay, talk me through your CV. Explain how you did X, Y, Z. So you must know it. You must be really confident in what is on your CV. So this is not a quick, oh, let's use AI, we'll get the job. No. We're going to use AI to enhance your learning because it's here to say we might as well use it, but you still need to know your onions. Okay. We're going to do interview prep sessions, answering most common interview questions, and you get feedback instantly. Again, you cannot be shy. You have to be part to get the feedback. If you don't bring in your examples and you're just listening to everyone else without participating, you will not get the results. So we encourage participation in our programs. No one left behind is our approach. Yeah. So we do mock interview sessions. We also give you audio access to our audios or recordings of other mock interview sessions so that you can listen to it on the go, but it's really helpful. And like I said, you get mentoring in the first 90 days. This is what Ivy used to start her journey. She started as a project coordinator. She has been assistant project manager. She's now a project manager, and she's just thriving, right? People stay with us for long. This is Adinka. I'm so proud, particularly of Adinka. She started with us from housing. From housing, she was able to move to, she got her first project management role as an assistant project manager. Within 6 months, she was promoted to project manager role, and she was nominated to take part in a training that they give to the aspiring I can't remember the word she used for it, but she was a select group of people for senior management role. She's on that training now. So she's doing things well. Here's Fumi too. Fumi is the one I was talking about before. Fumi she did no certification whatsoever. But after her training with us, she got the role and she's been working brilliantly well. Rumbi was in teaching, and she's also doing brilliantly well in her new project management role. So how about you? Are you ready to make that move into project management, right? There are spaces for you to apply. I will put in the link shortly for you to apply to talk to me. Why? Based on what I've said, why are we asking you to apply? Because I want to make sure it's a good fit for both of us. As you can see, we do not let people stay behind. We want people to follow along. We will be asking you questions. We will be on your case. Have you done your work? We want you to succeed. So we want to make sure that you are consciously aware of that you're going to have to put time into this, right? And you're happy to do so. All right. So a couple of objections. We're going to quickly whiz through this, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to give you a chance to ask some questions. So just stay with me for a minute. Okay. You've got questions. We've got answers. I don't have any prior project management experience. That's exactly why this is perfect for you. Our curriculum is designed for beginners and covers all fundamentals you need to start your project management career, right? And we'll give you hands-on experience with real-world project management projects, right? I've missed one. Okay. I don't have time to commit to this. You can study at your own pace, right? Our program is a membership type of program, right? It takes you as long as some people do things fast. So the first I've given you examples of people that have gotten roles within 3 months. So typically within 3 months, we'll make sure that you have completed a project within 3 months of being with us, right? If you do the work in the sequence that we recommend, and you come for all the classes, you would have already done a project by the ending of 3 months, which will give you the confidence to start applying. But some people need longer. So then they stay longer and they continue working on projects. They continue building their skills and they continue getting the support that they require with us So it takes you as long as you need it to take you. We're not going to rush you, right? To get the value you want. But typically between 3 to 6 months, people get what they need. And then they stay on because they want the 90 days support at work. And then they stay on because they're doing well and they're looking for their next promotion. And some of them stay on just to help and support the teams. Okay. But our programs will support you at the level that you need that support. I'm not sure if this course will be worth my investment. Our trainings are practical, hands-on, and our mentorship is from industry experts. We only people that train on our program are people that are doing the job, right? So they know what they're saying. I will be one of the trainers, so I'm doing it. I do it on a consistent basis. So you will be getting the help that you need and trending help, the things that you need to know now, right? So now we're not teaching, you're not going to come for a program and then you only be learning waterfall. No, you have to also understand how to work on a project in an agile manner because everyone is working agile now. And we also teach you how to do the hybrid approach because it's critical. Okay. I don't just want to watch videos. Absolutely, nobody does. And we find that just sitting down and watching videos doesn't help you get the value that you need. So our program is a blend of interactive online videos, live tutor-led sessions, which happens every week, collaborative projects to make sure that you are getting the interaction that you need to be able to help you move forward. Can I learn project management on my own for free? Of course. It's going to take you a while, but you can do it. Our program is to give you a holistic, structured learning, expert mentorship, hands-on, and career services so that you can move fast and get on with it and move on to bigger and better things. Because guess what? Project management doesn't need to be the end, right? After you start your first role in project management, you can continue to climb up the ladder in project management, or he can say, actually, I don't want to be a project manager now. I want to divert. I want to go into Scrum. I want to be a product owner. I want to do something else. There are many ways to transition. Or you might want to start a side hustle that is project management related. You want to be able to use Upwork to render your services as a side hustle. We have programs that sort help you with that as well, right? So I can't afford the cost. The skills and connections you will gain from this program can significantly increase your earning potential. So I think rather than saying I can't afford the course, you should be reframing your question to how can I afford it? I don't need to convince you, and I'm not going to try to convince you. That's not my job on this call. My job is not to convince you that project management is the right career for you. And it's not my job to convince you how in demand project management is and the earning potential of project management. I do not need to do that. That's not my job. I'm just giving you information because all you need to do is do a Google search. You can find out how many project managers are still needed. I mean, if you even go to the skills shortage on gov.uk, project management, IT project managers is part of the shortest skills. If you're watching from America, project managers are in serious demand, even in America. In most countries of the world, they're in demand. You can just check their salaries as well. I don't need to do that for you. You can see what the earning potentials of a project manager is, right? So you need to decide how you want to frame this course for yourself and the earning potentials. Just go to JobServe. You can see that people earn 150 per day, to 150 per day, all the way to 550 per day. Those are in permanent roles, earn good money as project managers in the IT industry. So I'm not going to try to convince you about it. Just do your Google, do your research, right? Because we don't even want people that have not done their research, they do not know the value of what they're getting into. I want you to be completely convinced about the program and what you stand to gain from getting into project management. Okay. I'm too old to start a new career. It's never too late to start. Never too late to start. So we will support you at the level that you are in, helping you to leverage the skills that you have. Remember, I said it's not a one size fits all. There's nothing that says you must start as a senior project manager. And there's nothing that says it's a bad thing to start as a project coordinator. There's nothing, right? You just need, and some people don't even have to end up with the title project manager on their job titles. Some people will just take the experience they have, the skills they have, and morph it into their jobs and still get promotions and go higher with that. But focus here is about transition. So you can do it. Do not count yourself out. What if I don't get a job after job offer after completing the course? We have career support services that are designed to help you maximize your chances of getting a role. We give you resume support, and we even and an interview prep support. We have a whole membership that's just dedicated to interview prep support, which you can be part of after you finish your program with us. Keep your skills sharp, right? And you're going to be part of an alumni network where we consistently share opportunities that we find to help you get your role. So we will give you all the support that we can to support you get that role, to get you going. Okay. I'm not sure if project management is the right career for me. We've talked about it. I've given you examples of people that have made the transition. I've shown you how to decide if project management is for you. I've told you about how versatile the role is, how you can use project management in almost any industry. And it gives you the flexibility. Many of you will have friends that are in project management that are working from home 24/7. Some of you that will have friends that are even doing two jobs, one in America, one in UK, right, as project manager, earning big bucks because of the time difference. I'm not advocating for two jobs, by the way, but I do know that there are people that do that, right? There are people that are just happy to work for one company and just do project management, simple, and they're doing brilliantly well. So you can do it. You just have to determine if project management is indeed the career for you. So I'm going to stop sharing now. Thank you so much for listening and paying attention up to now. I am going to put in the chat the link for you to apply.